Hello YouTube family, James Green, Short Series Shenanigans. Love my coffee, and remember, size matters. So, today, holding the coffee mug here, this is going to be a video, a packing video of this is what right looks like as far as if you want to pack a heavy item. You guys, I've done videos in the past showing and talking about how not to pack things. There's someone that I deal with, and this is a good example of what right looks like if you're going to send heavy stuff through the mail. I've learned over the years, because of items getting damaged, I always talk about, and it's with every carrier, UPS, FedEx, US Postal Service. So there's lots of them out there that I've done in the past, but this one I want to take a moment to show you, give you an example of how you can. This is a large US Postal Priority box, I believe. But what right looks like. So this is something I purchased, some steel drops, some metal drops from a gentleman. His name is David Edmonds, and he's up in Arlington, Washington. He's an eBay seller. I'll give him a shout out because he knows how to. His eBay store is Pink Wrestler. I know, but highly recommended. The guy knows how to ship stuff, and I've gotten from him before. All I've done is I cut the box open. I thought, you know what, I need to show you guys. So, box cutter. All I did was open it up. And I'm going to show you on the outside of the box. He actually has taken the fiber tape and went around every direction, because we know there's a lot of heavy stuff in here. The parcel, it's marked heavy. If it shows the weight on here, I don't know, because he prints out his own tags for shipping. But it is heavy. I'm going to say this is approximately 50 pounds or so, or less than. Excuse me. Got oil up here on my middle table so anyway, let's bring you up closer so you can see what right looks like. Okay, you can see where they have, I don't know if the Postal Service put those on there or he did, but caution, heavy. So if it's, heavy, you need to mark it. You can see the tape that was used. Okay, I'll cover up his address, and you can see the type of tape I was talking about, where he has used that fiber tape. Okay, you can see what type I'm talking about. So padded up the areas. All right, take up the blank space. Anytime there's space for something to move around, and this is just one way to do it. There, I've seen people build boxes to put in a box, which can be good depending on what you're doing. This is just metal, it can't be hurt. Fill up the voids. That's the key thing. Fill up the voids. Okay. And I know sometimes it's hard to get material to fill up stuff. You guys have seen in the past when I've received certain items and a guy just threw in grocery sacks on a very, very expensive piece of equipment. So it's aluminum plate and it's some steel. Now, in here, he likes to, and I like how he does it, you wrap. I always talk about the wrap on the handle, and it's over there behind the camera. I don't want to move the camera. That you can get to wrap everything so it doesn't move. Now, what he also does so stuff doesn't move around is he'll take a piece of wood. Okay, because in this package there happen to be some big pieces of aluminum. But he'll take a piece of wood and he'll put in here and he'll shrink wrap everything to it. This I love the way he packs stuff. Come up here, make a cut since we've got it up, and then we'll just go across the top here. Lay it back down. I love how he wraps stuff. Even these, they're wrapped up. And so to easily unwrap this, we just come through here. Slice it, open it up, and unwrap it. Alright. There you go, properly wrapped. That way everything is secured, nothing can slide around to where it can poke a hole in things. And we just got hunks of aluminum here. There we go. So had that one big, one solid piece. That's why I did the board, so you make it as big and as rigid as possible. And there you go. Because I've had people ask, you know, because I'm always talking about, you know, how things are not packed properly. There's you an example. That's all it was. Shrink wrap, a piece of wood. There you go. That's pretty simple. Because we know the box isn't going to hold up, but you see how he's went both ways around the box. Get rid of this plastic. You know, you've went this way and this way. And we all know the boxes aren't going to hold their shape. That's fine. We're not worried about it. It all goes to recycle. So there you go. There's a quick and simple. That's what right should look like as far as packing in a box. Because you know, I'm always quick to knock people about how they ship stuff, because ultimately, if they haven't shipped a lot of stuff before, they don't know, they haven't learned. So to clarify, anything that goes in the U.S. Postal Service, let's say I send something here and it's going to go, let's say, to my buddy Adam Booth in Florida. It's going to go eventually to the Albuquerque International Airport here and be put on one of the airlines. They all contract it. It gets hauled in the belly of a plane. You can go on YouTube and see the videos of how around the world, how employees that are not postal employees but airline employees, how they treat luggage and packages. The videos are endless out there of how stuff gets destroyed, mistreated. So know that, keep that in mind, that your items can be and will be abused. Now, I recently did a tool deal with an individual. I talked about the do-all tool that I got from an individual, Dan Brewer. And he sent that. It was phenomenal. He sends stuff out all the time. He actually did put it in a bag, and then the expanding foam sealed around it. Phenomenal. That was the best package I've ever received being sent by someone. It was packed. I had to use a saw to cut and break, and that's what you want. You want that thing to be like a cocoon, or just like this. If you're sending metal, you know, I've sent a lot of stuff to Keith Rucker, some cutters, and I've tried my best to wrap them up. I didn't think about putting a piece of wood in the bottom of the box, and now that I know that that will help, to help reinforce, to give it a bottom. So that was a learning idea there. So I'll definitely hold on to pieces of wood like that and cut them to where they fit in the bottom of the flat rate box, the big one. So if you're sending heavy items, shrink wrap is your friend. Fill all the voids using not only just the clear tape, but if it's heavy and you're worried about the package, something poking out, the fiber tape, you've seen it on there on the box. The stuff's phenomenal. There you go. There's just an example of what right looks like, and we always talk about size matters. I love this mug. Chris Favel from American Rotary sent me this mug. It's got Imperial and metric on it. I love this thing. This is like a half pot of coffee. So anyway, shout out to my buddies at American Rotary, you guys. If you're interested in getting a rotary phase converter for your shop, your garage, what I like about it is their stuff has lifetime warranty. all their stuff. You know, they even hooked me up with a remote start switch, so I don't have to walk over. You know, I had to wire it in. They send the directions they send with their equipment is phenomenal. They have 24/7 support. So if you guys are looking into getting three-phase equipment and everyone's like, just get a VFD and this and that and the other. Hey, listen, when you put a VFD on, depending on the size, horsepower you're running, that VFD can only work that piece of equipment. It doesn't allow, you're losing horsepower, you don't get all your full horsepower. Plus, I know from personal experience, a VFD will not give warning. If you have a lightning strike or a power surge, it'll take a VFD out, period. They get expensive. Plus you have to rewire the motors and whatever. Here's the thing. Being able to keep your equipment like this Bridgeport here, old 1967 Series 1J Ed Bridgeport with the phase converter. It's a 1 horsepower motor. I have no problem doing anything I want to do. I've run an 1 1/4 end mill, 1.5 end mill, and it's all based on the feed rate, and I can use the full power. You can hear that rotary phase converter doing its job. It works like a champ. If you use a static converter, you're not using the total potential of your motor. You're starving. You're not using the motor as its capability. My buddy Stan Zikoski, link up here, talked about, he did a comparison last year right before the summer bash about, he got an American rotary phase converter and talked the difference between that, the benefits, and that versus a VFD. So give them a like. You know, I love it. The stuff's awesome. I've had no problems with it, zero. Again, if you guys have any questions, call them at American Rotary, talk to them, and they'll answer your questions. They're phenomenal guys and gals. Again, we'd also like to give a shout out and huge thank you to our channel sponsor, All Industrial Tool Supply. I know they're in the process. They've gotten delayed of getting their new website up. Call them and request a master catalog. Talk to Jim or Jeff and tell them you heard about it on my channel, and get the master catalog, look through it. I've got one here and I'm always using it. They're on their website. You can go to the left hand side of the column where it says current sales flyers. You go down there, you click on it. The master catalog and current sales flyers are in there in PDF. They're free to download. The master catalog is exactly like what's out there. It's free, it's accurate. If you have any questions or you're looking for certain things in particular, call them, talk to them. They'll be able to point you in the right direction. And so there we go. Thanks for watching. You guys have an example of, now you know what right looks like as far as packing. Take care of yourself and take care of your family. And remember, at the end of the day, you and your family is all you got. Remember, size matters, and have fun out in the garage. Drink some coffee. We'll talk to you guys and gals later. Bye-bye.